Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Tesla report for Friday, December 22nd, 2023. Let's take a look at the chart. Start with the big picture first and work our way into the day itself. We are pushing into have all week into this zone, a targeted zone of resistance, I might add, that's been an objective for 3 to 5 weeks. Anyway, I'm not going to backtrack. I'm just going to mention how the 255.70 to 262.71 region is able to contain buying through January, possibly into later Q1. And from here, we can round south to really this channel bottom, a trend line at this point in time. If we begin to fall away, we'll become more precise in showing with the exact value of this descending channel bottom. But it's in the low 180s now, and I think you could consider it a 2 to 3 month target. Now, I don't see it as a clear-cut sell signal. There are levels on the way down. I'll also mention, as you're looking at that chart, 262.71 on the daily chart is actually 259.84. You can see that right here, 259.84. And so we are combining the two as a range of resistance that can absorb buying through January into later Q1 and below, which, as I just mentioned, the low 180s and dropping, considered a realistic 2 to 3 month target. In terms of a clear-cut sell signal, like this is our objective, no two ways about it, that would be below 211.12, just so you know. But I will say that 211.12 is considered a realistic 3 to 5 week downside objective. 231.43, this channel structure, a 1 to 2 week downside objective. We could bottom out at 231.43 for a week, round back up into the mid 250s within a week or two of doing so, and fill this wedge out for the next 2 to 3 weeks. The closing below 231.43, we're just a week, two at the most, from then testing 211.12, where we can bottom out on a monthly basis, which is to say through January into February and round back up into the mid 250s within 3 to 5 weeks of testing 211.12. We could fill out the upper 250s to low 210s wedge for the next couple of months. That is a real clear possibility. Let's talk downside today. I'll show you this chart. I've got 244.80. That is an intraday support level. This longer term trend line that performed pretty well actually about 3 weeks ago in containing daily highs. We closed above it a little over a week ago. It can contain intraday weakness. Above 244.80 will keep this 254.23 level in close reach. In fact, numerically, we closed above this line study. I don't think we closed above it on Thursday, but we settled we settled above 254.23. So what I'm saying is we could quite easily open above 254.23. And if we do, I think the 259.84 channel top is likely. 259.84 combined with the weekly version at 262.71, able to absorb buying. And I'm talking to day traders, a solid day trade resistance, sellable resistance, 3 to 5 day swing traders. 3 to 5 day swing traders. I could also be talking to 1 to 2 week swing traders back to 231.43. 3 to 5 week swing traders could be selling the upper 250s, low 260s in anticipation of the lower 210s. But if we do close today, and this is the end of the week, above 262.71, and I do need to see it by a 1% margin. This is a 6-month channel top, and so it does deserve the 1% threshold of settling today at 265.33 for a meaningful buy signal as we move into the first quarter. Now, if we close at 263 even, 264 even, is that a buy signal? Yes. Should I act on it? That is really entirely up to you. I don't have a problem acting on it. It's just that in terms of buy signal reliability, as I like to call it, I do think the 1% thresholds work pretty well. And so personally, a 265.33 settlement or higher today is indication for 3 to 5 months bullish continuation to the 346.49 1-year channel top. And I do think 3 to 5 months is likely. This is an October low. This is about a 2-month rally here. And I think 3 to 5 months, I think you would agree, would put us up to that 346.49 level. Near term, 3 to 5 day swing traders. I'm going to take you back to the daily chart to make this point. The same formation I'm showing here, I'm showing right here, 259.84. So if we close today above the 262.71 channel top, which is the same formation on the weekly chart, then I see 3 to 5 days, quite possibly 1 to 2 weeks at the most. I think this is a solid 3 to 5 day, 1 to 2 week swing trade to the upside. So if we close above 262.71, 276.28 and rising expected. Quite possibly by the end of next week, though, could spill into the following week. 262.28 is really part of two different structures. That 278.45 level is a former one-year channel bottom that we have here. And so it really is kind of a range of resistance. I could also just note 268.28 is also a 3-star resistance area. This becomes a quick target within a week or so of closing above the 262.71. It can in its own right contain weekly buying pressures. We could fall away from here back into the 250s again. We could fill out this gradually widening wedge for several weeks before the market then presumably continues higher. It would be a settlement, I think, just merely above this rising channel top that is presently 276.28 that should accelerate then bullish momentum as we move into February trade, once again anticipating under that scenario the 346.49 long-term channel top if we close the week today above 262.71 by the 1% margin of 265.33 or higher. Let's take a look at the downside real quick and just show that if we do break or open, I don't see opening, but if we break 244.80, the rising speed line at 240.45 is likely where a daily low can be made. And in fact, 240.45, I'm talking to not only day traders, but 3 to 5 day swing traders could have a go at 240.45, holding a long position overnight in anticipation of possible bullish rotation back into the 254.23 to 59.84 region. But if we close below 240.45, our 1 to 2 week target at 231.43 is then likely realized within 1 to 2 days, where once again we can bottom out, through next week and even into mid-January, and from here around back up into the 250s within a week or two, so forth and so on. If we close below 231.43, 211.12 within 1 to 2 weeks. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. I think I'm going to leave it at that for Friday's Tesla report. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com for that 5-day free trial. We'll be back Tuesday after the holidays with Tuesday's Tesla report. You have a great holiday with friends and family, and we will talk to you early next week.